Hey guys, it's Annie Ray. Hey guys, it's Annie Ray. This is part 4 of my trip to Nashville. So where we last left off in part 3, I was finally walking to go see the Grand Ole Opry. There was a bus that could take you from Opryland Convention Center and Hotel, but I didn't feel like waiting. There was a big long line. Anyway, I had no expectations of actually being able to go into the Opry because I looked online and you had to like reserve your seat for the show that night and buy tickets, and I was on a really tight budget if I'm being honest. And I really just wanted to go and see, and I made plans in my brain to come back and make sure that I go in. But hey everybody, guess what? There's one ticket left on the floor and I've got it. Oh, so excited. Now I actually get to go inside. I don't know if they'll let me videotape, but we'll see. So first up, they had the Opry Square dancers, but I missed them because I was so late because I was trying to run and go get the ticket really quickly. So I missed square dancing, which I'm kind of disappointed about, but I'm sure I'll get to see it at another point in time in life. But the next group that we saw that was up here, these gentlemen here are called the Riders in the Sky. I had no clue who these guys were, but apparently I have heard them before because they're the ones responsible for the Woody Roundup song that's on Toy Story 3, I believe it was. Their interaction with the crowd was great and it was hilarious. Just check out how he called out one of the people who were videotaping with their phones like I was, only they had their light on. So it kind of made me want to double check and make sure I wasn't going to get in trouble for recording.
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather and happy trails to you and you too, lonely little cell phone light. Remember, friends, never take a sleeping pill and a laxative at the same time.
But if you do, you'll sleep like a baby.
After the Riders in the Sky, there was a gentleman named Tony Jackson. He has a traditional, well, what I would call traditional country sound, and he was really good. So I encourage you guys to go ahead and he's on Facebook. I've started following him on Facebook, but he was great. After Tony Jackson was Mandy Barnett, and she seemed to have like a reputation there at the Opry's, like really well known there. Like even later on, the main artist called her up to help perform with one of the main songs. So she seems to be like either on the rise or I'm just ignorant and don't really know who she is because I'm not very into the Nashville scene, but she can sing. Following Miss Mandy Barnett was a comedian called Henry Cho, and I found him to be completely hilarious.
I was born and raised in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I'm South Korean.
It did not dawn on me until halfway through the show that this is being aired live. There were people with television studio cameras on the right side of the stage, and then there was like a radio DJ person on the left. It was weird but exciting. And then I looked up and you can see these red lights at the top corners and they say on air. So it's where I clicked that when I was at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel earlier and I did not know what that place was, that's the radio station for this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Grand Ole Opry. What do you think?
Unbeknownst to me, tonight was a night that they honored Miss Connie Smith. Now, I had never heard of Miss Connie Smith before, but I can tell you, watching her, I am definitely going to have to go check out some of her music, and especially this one song that she sang. It was called Once a Day. She sang a bunch of other hits. Apparently, they were hits, but like I said, I didn't know anything about it. But but she has this powerhouse voice that I just didn't expect her to have. And apparently she's married to Mr. Marty Stuart. Now, I know who Marty Stuart is. I don't know any of his music. Like I said, I'm a baby in this whole country game. But their chemistry on stage was the most adorable thing I've ever seen. You could tell he absolutely adores her. And we also had a surprise. Well, I guess it wasn't a surprise because it was on the program, but Ann Womack actually made an appearance as well. So it was a really fun night for me.
Ribbon of darkness over me, since my true love walked out the door. Tears I never had before. Ribbon of darkness over me.
Next up after Miss Ann Womack was Tennessee Mafia Jug Band. I have never heard of them, but they were absolutely hilarious. They were the funniest band I think I've seen up there so far. They did sing a song called, I think it was Sailing Around the Moon with My Pretty Little Constance June. And I think Marty Stuart, if I remember correctly, said that he wrote this song and gave it to them to sing. It was written for Miss Connie because I guess her name is Constance, not Connie. So it was funny. Right after that, one of the tributes was from Marty himself to his lovely wife, Connie, and it was the sweetest song ever. And not even 2 rows in front of me was their, Marty and Connie's family, so their children and grandchildren. They were sitting 2 rows ahead of me because he ended up kind of doing a call out after that song about the family being there.
After all these miles, with the heart of a little child. So what do you think we ought to do? Think I'll fall in love with you.
After a few more song performances, she was presented with an award. And apparently once a day had been chosen by the Library of Congress or by the National Recording Registry. I guess they select every year 25 songs to be entered into what they call the Dean's List, which is supposed to be American history's top recorded songs. And her song Once a Day had been inducted. So this is her achievement being awarded to her by her husband at the Grand Ole Opry. And I thought it was great to be able to see such a basically a historical moment that I was able to be there and witness. So it was pretty touching.
When you found somebody new, I thought I never would forget you, or I thought then I never could. That time has taken all the pains away, until now I'm down to hurt once a day, once a day, all day long, and once a night, from dusk till dawn. The only time I wish you weren't gone is once a day, every day, all day.
After the show had concluded, we all went outside, and it wasn't just me. There was a mass of people just running around, taking selfies, taking pictures. There were these 2 huge guitars at the very front of the entrance, and automatically lines just formed immediately, and everyone was just taking their turns having the person behind them take their picture on the guitars. So it was a blast. It was the first and only time I've ever gone to an event like this all alone, all by myself, and I had a blast. Everybody there was so welcoming. There were a lot of people there who the general vibe of the event was we were all there together. So I've never spoken to so many random people in my life and enjoyed an experience with strangers. This was a fun experience and I hope to do it again someday. Maybe next time I'll be able to take my family or at least my husband. But it was a blast. It was already late. I couldn't stay out too much later because I still had to get on the flight. My flight left at 6 in the morning, so I had to get up about 3:30 to get all my stuff together and get it to the airport on time. But I will forever remember this experience in Nashville, and I want to give a thank you to my husband who suggested that I go out and do all of these things, because I would have just sat in the hotel room and just waited for my flight. So I had an unbelievable experience. And thanks, hon. Hopefully next time you can do it with me. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Next time I go to Nashville, make sure that you guys have a list. I already have a list of things I want to do, but if there's something that, I'm sure there's a ton of things I missed. List it in the comments for me and I will add it to my to-do vacation list for Nashville. Bye, guys.